in the best position when we went to the Atlantic Showdown. But they have had some changes because of that. We've had some excellent talent in this roster that has moved on to arguably greater opportunities. They've had to make replacements, and that concrete is still setting. Now's the time for a team like Shoes Money Crew to make an imprint in there before it's set in stone.
For sure. So I think the major loss here for Angry Titans is definitely Lulsish and also Emil, replaced now by Superpluke and Morzy. They were very much integral to the play style of Angry Titans, which is to get on that backline, take them down. As we were talking about earlier, though, Tridd Morzy, he's been with the team before as a sub, so I'm pretty sure he knows the game. He knows what AFox want to do with that Discord orb. The major things, we have questions for Shoes Money Crew, and you can be certain that they might feel the heat today.
Yeah, absolutely. And another new addition coming back into the roster, Ding. He took a bit of an absence from Overwatch. He's come back in and immediately joined up with 3 other Danes to make this 4th section of Danes. So we're on to Busan. City Center is our first map already. Superpluke taking the fight to Shoes Money Crew. And we've got AFox on the back line here, dealing out with those orbs. Discord attention already being paid over to Molf as they press forward to the point. Shoes Money Crew are in complete retreat here, and it's Angry Titans that have taken away so much territory against them. And AFox to find the first frag. Ding is someone we associate with that accuracy. AFox has all the pressures he's able to pop off, and he's Kevster from the side. Another returning member from North America to jump in here. And he's already, with the help of Angry Titans, 4 Shoes Money Crew off, and they're going to get that first cap.
Yeah, jumping back from NRG, and he's bringing the energy with him as well today to Angry Titans. This is really going to be tough for Shoes Money Crew now because they are in a spot where Mouse is about 20% behind Kevster, and if Angry Titans win this next fight, they're probably going to slingshot themselves into an ult economy lead, which is going to be difficult for Shoes Money Crew to get back from. Ding, however, 94% on that Transcendence, so he is definitely hitting those shots so far. He was praised for his mechanical ability coming back to the game.
I think it's great that despite being picked off by AFox early, he's actually lapped him in terms of Transcendent charge to be able to have that in position for Kevster, who's obviously got that lead over Mouse. So obviously they can cancel out that Graviton Surge when it comes through. Superpluke, a couple more swings of that hammer, and he's going to have an Earth Shatter to find. There's the rally being popped, there's the shatter from the side. He's going to find multiple members as he presses forward still. AFox is there with the cleanup onto Gustav. There's a barrier going over the Pooks. They won't have that on cooldown, but they don't need it. They're shredding through everyone else, and the remnants of Shoes Money Crew are trying to retreat.
It was a long fight there, and I think much of it comes down to Shoes Money Crew struggling to decide what they wanted to do in that situation. Sure, you go through Mega, you try and make a rotation to point there, but Angry Titans just lock them down. Now they can lock them down once again with a Graviton coming out from Kevster. Morzy can throw in the Diva Bomb should he so wish, but we are starting to see a move away from that. Diva Bomb used much more liberally in different circumstances, with the Graviton just being followed up by a simple charge from the Reinhardt. Shoes Money Crew, a lot of ultimates online here. They have to win this fight.
Cross going to drop that hammer down. He's found the shadow onto AFox, but nothing else. The beat comes in for good measure, and obviously it's answered by Shoes Money Crew as they still press forward. Now they need to start looking at getting on the point. This is final fight territory for them. And if they don't make a dent in this one, they can just give this round up altogether. Morzy's got the self-destruct. Going to have to use it for the fast remake because the Graviton comes in immediately after. Knowing there's no DM, but he still finds Mouse, taking him out. Disaster for Shoes Money Crew. Transcendences will be traded, but the man advantage is still in favor of Angry Titans. Throwing up that self-destruct to try and level the odds. It's not going to work out for them. Openings managed to find Kevster, so there's that dent in Angry Titans they needed, but they need to keep going. 2 members down, conserve the ultimates. They got plenty of time to play with. The charge will send the mech flying. Earthshatter comes down. The charge left invulnerable, and Crocs was there to capitalize, but this is still going back and forth in overtime.
Yeah, Superpluke investing the shadow there. Probably not the best decision. Is going to go down. Ding finishing up the rest of Angry Titans with frightening efficiency there. So Shoes Money Crew, they will regain control of the point, and after using some ultimates towards the end there, Tridd, I think that was maybe ill favor towards Angry Titans. They used some ultimates they could have used to retake the point with Shoes Money Crew being down on ultimates, but yeah, again, it's Ding who is not letting up here. Again, he's got the Transcendence online. Angry Titans, they do have now 80% or more, or 80% to have to retake this point, so they have a lot of time to do it, but we have seen teams basically stumble at this point a lot of times in the past.
Shoes Money Crew are rooting around in their pocket for change, and all they are pulling out is a Transcendence from Ding. Needs to have that online ready to go because the support ultimates are coming online for AT, so they play this a little bit slow. They'll have an ult advantage over Shoes Money Crew. They can pull that trigger and win a decisive fight, because that's all they need to do. Win one fight at 99%, get Shoes Money Crew off the point, and they'll be taking the first round of Busan. Shoes Money Crew just pivoting around. They're going to take the fight straight to them. Stunned up Crocs does get the barrier a little bit too late. There's that beat coming in. Will catch it just on the inch of his life as he drops down to the point to keep building up percentage. But Angry Titans are having to play this one out now. Got the self-destruct, throwing into that Graviton Surge. Get your shields up. The Transcendence is there. Still finds 2. Crocs unable to get it up, and that's all she wrote for Shoes Money Crew. Angry Titans surely taking away City Center.
Yeah, it's pretty much done and dusted there. When you catch Mouse, or just the Zarya in general in those fights, you lose an integral DPS component to your team. It's very struggle to finish up the fight going from there. Crocs also held onto that shadow for so long, could have potentially used it to stop the Diva Bomb in its tracks as it skittered up those stairs, but that will be round one going to Angry Titans. Yeah, they played that extremely well. I think that 99% really set them the pace really for themselves to bring it back.
From downtown over to Sanctuary, jumping into map number 2. Angry Titans look pretty dominant. They got themselves to that 99% threshold, and it's all on Shoes Money Crew. It's a bit of an uphill battle for them, and they just couldn't get all the way up that mountain. Hopefully they can maybe win that first fight and retain some control, because we know what it's like when building up ult economies. Winning the first fight on control maps especially sets you up to be in such an advantageous position to really accrue some miles.
Yeah, that neutral fight is mega important, because like you said, when you get that ult economy lead, it's quite difficult to come back from on control if you lose the second fight as well as. And what we did see from the Atlantic Showdown, despite it being a different roster then, Angry Titans, they certainly have an advantage when it comes to the neutral.
Comes to the neutral, one area they were lacking was support ultimates. Haven't seen any layering just yet, but I don't think they're being truly pressured like they were at that international event. Speaking of being pressured, Urki off to the side within an inch of his life, getting that orb of harmony, going to get himself to safety, doesn't want to risk any more damage. A neutral fight still engaging, no one biting off more than they can chew for now, just waiting for those cooldowns to come in an advantageous position. They're pushing forward. Morsi, not following Morsi, Crocs just left out in the wind there. Big pickup for Angry Titans. They can just press forward now. There's no one to cower behind, so they've got to be looking to try and get some kills here and force the rest of Shoes Money Crew off the point and milk them for as much ult charge as they can.
Yeah, Urki finishing off this fight here. Very easy to do so as a Brigida. You have that bash to lock them in position, and the rest of the team can just basically finish them after that. But look how many ults are online right now, Tridd. Angry Titans are in a great place to defend this from now on. Shoes Money Crew, that sound barrier will come online, so double support ultimates for the next fight.
Absolutely, and we talked about the ult economy game. Unfortunately, AT, they won that first fight. They're the ones who are speeding the way with a high GDP. It's Kevster getting close to that Graviton Surge, which is really a linchpin ultimate that people play around all the time, because it is kind of the make or break, and it's what forces a lot of ults to be used in the first place. There's that rally that's going to kick things off for AT. They're going to press forward. There's the shadow off to the side.
Decent.
We'll find a couple on the back line. Shoes Money Crew, they retreat. They start throwing defensive ultimates to keep it alive. Pluke a little bit isolated now as that Graviton Surge comes in as a get out of jail free card. The charge isolating Morph off to the side as the grab comes in to find Urki. Easy pick off for them. There's no one else to support him. Self-destruct traded, but it's Ding that goes down in this one. So unable to find anything here for Shoes Money Crew, but they're keeping the fight going. They have more members on the point, but I don't know how much longer they can stay alive. They're nowhere close to any form of ultimate. Pluke was about to get that Earth Shadow online, but he's been taken off the field already. Gustav was the one to make sure that happened. Morph going in as well. Shoes Money Crew looking pretty comfortable to get a flip here if it wasn't for that D-Mech. But Morsi, he's in the same boat as Morph, and Shoes Money Crew going to get the flip at around about 60%.
It was actually the Earth Shadow at the beginning there from Super Pluke that made this fight last so long, because he took Ding to the floor, and whilst he's on forward, couldn't use that ultimate, and he was about to fall. So in that moment, Gustav's forced to use a sound barrier, and then you're forced to use the Transcendence in unfavorable position, so you can't now split up using the sound barrier to take that fight to Angry Titans.
Well, now that's exactly what Angry Titans have to do. They have to take the fight to Shoes Money Crew. But it wasn't really a neutral fight. The ults have been traded off. No one has an economic edge here. And in fact, I'd say AT is in a better position if we look at it. Crocs will get the Earth Shadow online, but Super Pluke, we already talked about it at the end of the last fight, not too far behind with that one. You see him off to the side, pivoting around this center drum. Wants to get behind the shield and use this Earth Shatter. He has to pull back. The cooldowns aren't there. The rally's been popped by Obling. That's going to deter him from going in. But there's that Graviton Surge off to the side. Wants to get the pin to isolate someone. He's so low HP. Has to get the armor pack fast. There was no way he was going to heal as the Transcendence comes in. Self-destruct over the top. Finds no one as the point is still being contested by Shoes Money Crew. You got Fat dancing around with a bomb. Here's Mouse about to get that grab online. Isolating him forward. Going to put him onto the pillar and separate the team around the sides. But the damage isn't there. The pressure coming out from Morsi keeps the damage from Mouse out of the fight. But the attention still turns back round for them as Shoes Money Crew will retain control.
Once again though, Tridd, it's Shoes Money Crew, Gustav and Ding over here who have a greater understanding of that Transcendence and sound barrier. Again, we're seeing Angry Titans layering those two ultimates during the fight, which means the sound barrier is not available for that retake, whereas Gustav is happy to drop that down just to finish off the rest of the players there.
Couple of ults in the bag still. You've got Reinhardt and Mini Reinhardt with their ultimates. Ironically, it's a budget Transcendence, as we were calling it last season for Obling online with the form of the rally. We've got that Earth Shadow ready to go as well. Now, Angry Titans need to find an avenue of attack. Going to drop down central. You can see the flank coming off to the side here from Morsey. He's got that bomb that he might have to slide in here, but he might want to combo it with Kevster and try and go for a big bang combo here as we are into the last fight territory. Pollitt's already on his bomb. He can't deal anything about it. Self-destruct just going to be bunny hopped over the top. They're trying to break the shield, but Ding and Obling have already found the kills. Shoes Money Crew. Blank, they've done enough to take away Sanctuary, and surely they're going to tie up Busan.
Yeah, this is a great moment for Shoes Money Crew. They look like they're really coming alive here. Obling towards the end, a massive shield bash onto Super Fluke, and he just laid low. Crocs was in perfect tandem in that moment, ready to lay down the Earthshare on a moment's notice.
Great synergy coming out from a new roster. Well, we say it's a new roster, but let's more accurately, a new pairing in the form of Obling and Crocs, because this team is quite comfortable. He's only the real substitution that's coming onto the main roster when you throw Ding into the mix as well. It's nice to see that we've already got some hints and sparks.
A little bit
of kindlings that we can just breathe some air on and get the flame going for that one. It should be quite powerful as the season goes on. It's a similar boat for Angry Titans, though. We kind of went into this match knowing that we need to sync everything up with this team as well. New components, new matchups, new pairings. You've got to see how it's all going to work, because that tank component of the GOAT's composition is entirely new.
Yeah. It's interesting they're bringing them back right now, and I think the failing from AFOX and Fat there on that last fight with the double support ultimates, it makes it a bit more difficult for this front line who is new to deal with it. It's not often you do see it. We didn't see it last season at all, and hopefully we won't see it too much. I think they are still suffering from that defeat at Atlantic Showdown.
Well, we'll see if that has continued to be a monkey on their back throughout the rest of the season. Hopefully they're able to shake it relatively soon. As Molf is going to press forward, use that wall. The May coming out onto this matchup, matched by Morsey's as well. So this is a common strategy here in Europe to go for this particular pick when it comes down to mecha base. They're controlling high ground. Fat's already gone down. You'd think the advantage would go down over the Shoes Money Crew, but they've answered a call onto Kevster, forcing out the ice block already. This is prime for Molf to be able to get the kill in there, but he had to reload, use an ice block of his own. Still trading over kills, but it's Angry Titans coming out with the edge after all as they take control of that first point.
Yeah, they were able to stabilize magnificently from that early loss, so well played to them. I think they just backed it up, got a couple of kills in the meantime. I believe Kevster actually got tossed off the map from the sound of the voice line. I can't be sure about that, so maybe that happened, maybe that didn't. But now Super Fluke, he's got this shatter on board. He's been pretty successful with it before. Let's see if he can be successful with it again.
There's the ice wall to try and isolate him.
Oh my god, okay.
What happened to Molf? He's just been thrown off the map, slapped with the rocket flare whip. And they've one member down for Shoes Money Crew. They're still going to take control of the high ground, though. They've done enough to push AT off the top. They may as well not concede the ground they just lost. Defending it and keeping that, however, is a completely different story as AT look to get back up there.
Yeah, I think that what Angry Titans are doing really well, it's something that Fusion University do a lot, is they give space. And you know, Shoes Money Crew, to cross that space, they have to invest resources, and Angry Titans are very happy to let them go down.
Beautiful! Knocks him straight off the top, exposes the back line. The wall comes up a little bit too late. The Fire Strike already found Ding, and he goes down with the Transcendence as Kevster is there with the rest of the boys. That's the reset coming in from Shoes Money Crew as we enter 60% territory.
That was very well set up, and once again, they are using this technique that I was talking about. They give them space. They have to move through that space using resources. And Shoes Money Crew, they've not been able to use really anything as of yet when it comes to ultimates. They have so much on the board. Next fight, they have to win it by Angry Titans. Once again, they pretty much have everything to deal with this here with pretty handy defeats to Shoes Money Crew with a little bit of some nifty tactics.
They're happy to blow on the wall call down there just to get into 85% final fight territory with the Blizzard, the Graviton Surge. Even with the ult disadvantage, they're able to win. They're not going to be able to do that if Urki goes down, though. Wall's in place there. Nice headshot onto Molf. Taking him down very low. AT are conceding that space, not by choice this time. The force is really coming in from Shoes Money Crew. The Blizzard has to come out on top of the Graviton Surge, which will keep them in there. Transcendence still managed to get out from Ding, who will give him a life, but the damage is too strong. Obling's going to be picked off. That damage coming in from AFOX up on the flank will deal it. 97% final fight territory. There's the beat to be reinitiated, so maybe they heard your call to action, Blank, as they're looking to contest this one. Mouse still has the grab. He can throw that out here as Fat's going to be taking out Crocs and Ding as well. This has all gone wrong for Shoes Money Crew. They have the ults, but they're using them too late. Mouse has just thrown it out as a Hail Mary. It's over. The retake comes in. Morsey, tactical crouching. Welcome to Contenders, my friend. Overtime ticks down, and Busan will go over to 80.
It's proper interesting as well, seeing Super Fluke on this team after going to Eternal Academy, right? Not having the greatest of time there, and also in Yab, where he didn't look as strong, but now on this roster where he's got some support from his teammates, they are investing a lot of resources into him, he's really shining.
Yeah, we can see, like, we talk about Young and Beautiful, how they're a good team. That's where Super Fluke was from. He went over, had a little bit of an excursion with Paris Eternal, and he's ended up on a championship-winning team or a season-winning team. And the resources that are there that have remained and the new components they've, like, slotted into this jigsaw puzzle, it's showing pretty good. And he's got that support he needs to really shine as a main tank in Europe.
Yeah, so someone's definitely seen the little glint in him whilst he was on Yab and EA. Brought him up. We're happy to see him here on Angry Titans. He's definitely performing very well. I think Obling and Ding on Shoes Money Crew, some people definitely to look at for the time being. But yeah, I'm excited to see more from this team.
We're going to see more from them right after the break. Hey everyone, welcome back to Overwatch Contenders Europe. We're jumping into map number 2 very shortly. Angry Titans versus Shoes Money Crew EU. And it's AT who lead the series. But it has been closer than some might respect if you were looking at the results from last season.
Yeah, for sure. And I think a lot of that comes down to Ding and Obling making an excellent performance last game. Ding already been a new face. Obling, one we saw last season in Shoes Money Crew, he was picked up. He's been performing really well so far, and I think that they really need Obling and Ding to keep doing it if they want to continue. One player I did want to talk about, though, Tridd, was Mouse, right? We had some questions about him last season, but he seems far more consistent this time around, placing his grabs with much more consistency.
Yeah, he's been able to get that one off and play around it a little bit more. Shoes Money Crew. It's one of the reasons why they've been able to come back into so many fights, I think. Especially down to, like we've already attributed to it, some of the players on Shoes Money Crew having great performances, especially Gustav with the Lucio, knowing when to sound barrier, when to recommit to the fight with the team as well. It's what won them out Sanctuary, ultimately, where AT failed to pull the trigger in those blink and you miss it situations.
Absolutely. I think that if Angry Titans can bring that up to scratch, though, where AFox and Fat know when they want to ult at the right times, I think Angry Titans is a pretty scary team as it is at the moment. We thought with losing half their roster, they might be a little bit weakened, but they're showing us today that, you know what, they're still a top team, and if they can take Temple of Anubis, then that'll be even more concrete for me.
Yeah, they're in a good spot to be able to walk away with the first series, obviously getting the big W on your debut. 2 thumbs up.
It's a good one,
They'd give you 3 thumbs up if they had a third arm.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I don't think they do, but the way some of these players play, it wouldn't surprise me if they have an extra arm or a couple of fingers.
Not at all. I mean, especially some people, that third hand is exclusive for the control key, though.
Yes, exclusively for that. If you're looking at players like Morsi, who really want to assert dominance with a tactical crouch. But looking at the roster, it's unsurprising. We knew compositions like this were going to come out. It looks like we got a bit of a bunker coming in from Angry Titans because, hey, we got Super Fluke on that Orisa, and we're going to be seeing a lot of that this season, I feel like.
Yeah, it's interesting to see Kevster not taking up the Widow role. I know he's got a good one in him, but AFox, I'm interested to see this guy on the Widow. I know he has a decent one, already takes a pot shot at Ding, getting the headshot off, so successful start. But the bunker comp, we knew you were going to see it. Tridd, you mentioned it just there. Mao's already picking off AFox, so he's a massive pick to start off the fight. They get the res through, but that's on cooldown now. If Mao's can find the next pick, it's going to be crucial.
Imagine my shock that a DPS out-snipes a support.
Yeah. So now, I think Angry Titans really in this situation, they want to back up, especially now Morsi's turret is now gone. Supluke takes out Gustav's immortality field, so they're really running low on utility. AFox has to back out. This is time for Shoes Money to move him, but Urki takes down Gustav.
It's a good wall there to make sure that Ding will also drop as well. So the first offensive from Shoes Money Crew has been deflected back to the spawn room, and AFox is having difficulty dealing with Mouse and Obling on these snipers. He just can't take the duels right now. He needs more attention from Fat, I feel, to be able to compete.
But we've not seen too much of Angry Titans' front line, but I think that's what's been keeping them together so far. Despite Mouse obviously winning out versus AFox at the moment, despite being the attacking Widow, I think Morsi, Super and Kevster are doing an excellent job at keeping Shoes Money Crew's front line at bay.
Turret's being dealt with so easily here by the likes of Obling. He's just able to take a couple of shots at it. Now we have the Amp Matrix available for Gustav. He might be able to sync it with someone else. AFox gets his own back though, straight onto Mouse. They're going to press forward. The immortality field used early, but you got that hook available from Kevster to pull him straight out of it. The shield is now down to protect it. AFox goes up high, having to try and break that shield. It's now been exposed. He presses forward. He needs to get that shot on Crocs. Misses the second, unfortunately, so he will get back behind there and recover. They're playing around their shielding of their own, and they're still on the point. 2 minutes burnt already, so a solid defense so far from the Titans.
Yeah, Shoes Money Crew are really struggling to break this defense. AFox down to 3 HP. Mouse kicking himself in the shins after that one, but they will pull him off the high ground. This will give some opportunity for Angry Titans to retaliate once again.
And they got that immortality field. They can't hook him out of this one. You're going to have to get rid of that if they want anything done, but there's the combo coming in. There's nothing Crocs could have done. He just accepted fate there and was able to just die on the point. The rest of the team will retreat out. A couple of ults available here. They want to try and pick off that sniper up on the high ground. Widowmaker still there. Oh! Locks him in place long enough for AFox to pick it up. But Kevster is now in a bit of difficulty. He's already used the take a breather. He's being pounded by shrapnel as he tries to escape.
Let me go home.
But it did ultimately push him back to the safety of his team. 1 minute 25 remaining for Shoes Money Crew. And there's the supercharger to kick things off.
Yeah, it's been very messy so far. Pick after pick. Just stalling this push from Shoes Money Crew. Mao's only able to get a couple of picks here and there, but you know, every time Fat he's bringing up the slack, rezzing AFOX back into it, and AFOX still finding value. Out comes the Dragons, pulling them all together with a hole. That will be the first casualty.
That is absolutely huge for Shoes Money Crew. They no longer have that safety net of the res coming in, and they're severely missing the heals.
No!
But AFOX able to
comes
make
up
out
big.
Miles. Doesn't need that assistance. The training wheels are off. The hook comes in from Kevstar, and now he goes for the duel with Ding, but he has the whole hog. DM's going to eat up most of that damage as they flank. They want to box him in here. Try and get the kill. 30 HP. There is no healer. It will be taken off by Morph, who got D-Mech, but they dealt enough damage to Shoes Money Crew to keep them at bay. Now Miles gets revenge on AFOX, but the resurrection comes in. It's actually used on Kevstar instead of AFOX as they press forward. This could be their final offensive, and Miles is popping off with a Widowmaker.
That was a shot onto AFOX, even though AFOX had the infra sights in that moment, a clear advantage. Miles still popping off in a big way there, 22 seconds, and it looks like Shoes Money Crew will finally complete the point. But let's take a look at these ultimates as well now, Tridd. Gustav has that amplification matrix, as well as 3 other ultimates in that tank line. They have a lot of things to deal with the Angry Titans defense on point B, so they might actually still come out with a healthy time bank if they can make this next push work.
So they have to do it quick. Hit him with the old one and done on that one. See 4 ultimates online for Shoes Money Crew. AFOX has gone over to the Zenyatta now, so a defensive ultimate will be online, assuming that they can regain control of this map and they're not blown over in that first offensive.
Yeah, if Crocs can get this combo out there and Oblin can find the next dragon, but he goes down almost immediately. Miles finding a kill after it, but I doubt it matters at this point. As soon as you lose Crocs, you lose that Halt, which is integral to getting that Dragon Strike to work.
Was also integral to finding that hook in the first place and potentially going in with this one, because Ding's sitting on that ultimate as well. We saw ultimately it was Crocs, the person who was being caught out by that particular combo that AT were able to execute. That has now mixed up after using that Valkyrie going over to the Ana as well. So this Bionade coming in shuts down so much for Shoes Money Crew when they try and push through.
Yeah, there's a lot of sightlines here on point B that you can use to avoid the Widowmaker's gaze essentially. So if that can go onto the Ana, provide a lot more healing for his team.
They're already going to use that ultimate. Supercharger coming out for Pluke to amplify all that damage. Miles is happy to take rid of the turret though. Self-destruct coming in, Dragon Strike also following through, but the home's free! Able to take it all out. This is that offensive coming in. The Blizzard will buy more time, but there's no one else on the point. Supercharger is just the cherry on top of a solid offensive from Shoes Money Crew. 2 minutes 30 minimum in the tank for them, as AT will now go on the offense.
Crocs is so new, like you said, but he's been popping off in a big way there. That Halt onto all the supports in that corner, I want to say that this was all calculated because it was very telling from the way that they took the approach from the right-hand side, that they were forcing themselves into that alcove you can see on the screen there, and then perfectly placed bomb from Morsey into the Dragon Strike, forcing them into the corner. Halt comes through. It could have all gone terribly wrong and they could have been down in ult economy, but it is one and done, just like you say, Tridd.
It was slow. It was patient, was the word I would use for it. But like I said, they got it done. 2 minutes 44 on the time bank for them now. As AT go on the offense, I'm expecting similar compositions to come out here. Maybe Shoes Money Crew will stick with a more reliable or more consistent bunk composition, but similar to what they ran on offense, but they are going to opt potentially here to put Miles back on that Widowmaker. This is looking very reminiscent of a composition that a team that we'll see later today like to use.
I mean, it's pretty much like a variation of the Clockwork Vendetta comp where Monk Martyr he goes onto the Widowmaker, and here it's Miles who's taking up that role. I'm excited to see what Shoes Money Crew can do with this composition. Angry Titans definitely are in a solid position here to take it swiftly. And there we go. Kevster goes on to the Widow. This is what I've been wanting to see for a while. His Widow is famed. It is of legend. I want to see some of it. And I'd like to see how he goes up against Miles, because Miles is an excellent Widowmaker, as we've just seen.
They're going to stay behind the bunker for now, cautious of that first shot coming in, as soon as they can get that early shield up on the higher ground and let a Widowmaker take a few free shots at the offensive team. So they're going to press forward. Kevster, wait for that grapple hook, I believe. We're waiting for the right time to get the information and then go up for a potential pick. As the team's just playing this one slow. Plenty of time to play with. They know they had a 4-minute defense here. Going to just shoot through and see if they can get anything actually connected when with the sync of that shield going down. Icewall will try and obscure some vision here. Pull them together with the Hulk, keep them out of the cover and the passive terrain, as Morph will already find Pluke. But they have to put everything on ice, really.
Yeah, I guess it does, Tridd. If Molfig finally kill the Icicle there. Obling will pick up A-Fox as well. They're kind of trapped in a corner here. I think at this point you kind of just have to die. Obviously Urki, he's got a quick escape method. He just climbs the wall like Spider-Man. But the Icicle and the Frozen.
Miles Morales in his training days was more realistic of what we just saw there. Unable to really cling to that wall with full effect. And he will go down. So that's a full reset coming in for Angry Titans. 1 minute burned already, still free to go.
Unfortunately, there is not a multiverse here. This is the only chance that they do get. 2 minutes 47 remaining on the clock for Angry Titans. Kevster, like you were saying earlier, playing it very patient here, waiting for information. But so far, some great halts coming out from Crocs have basically stopped Angry Titans short.
Molf again, shutting everything down with that pick onto A-Fox. With the right click coming in. The wall's just going to buy more time, stop them from going into that cubby hole off to the left. And the Blizzard's about to come online from Molf. You can just stay alive here. Getting the heals in from Gustav, drawing that attention. Kevster with a pick onto Mouse. The res is available, and then he shuts him down when he goes for it. Dragon Strike through as well. Clearance coming in there from Angry Titans. And they're able to break the defense of Shoes Money Crew. But we do have a brief pause at the moment. So we'll hopefully get that resolved very shortly.
I'm fairly certain that Crocs DC'd there just from the way he stood still and just watched the dragons basically take his life away from him.
Gave him a wave. A little bit, just watching it.
It's unfortunate. Kevster definitely bringing up huge there. I got the pick onto Mouse, and then immediately afterwards, you saw the res come in, and Kevster was like, none of that, thank you.
Not today, friendo. Instantly shuts that down, and finding the Mercy. That's one of the vulnerabilities of compositions like this, when you are running a solo Mercy heal, is that you're relying a lot on the power of that res to bring people back into the fight.
It is very powerful as well.
And the res, just like a Pharaoh Barrage, just locks you in place, and it does make you incredibly vulnerable to be picked off. And if you've got a proficient Widowmaker like Kevster coming in here, then, well, you can't stay still for too long, otherwise you're just another notch on the barrel.
Yeah, in a big way. And I think that's the thing, is that when you're playing against a Widowmaker like Kevster, who has all this experience on Widowmaker, you can't be taking these reses out in the open. Even where they look a semi-safe, you might need to get Crocs here to set up a shield in that instance to protect the res. It's very difficult, though, because those shields go down so quickly. They're very valuable to hold a position for so long. So you kind of got to make a toss-up decision in that moment.
Well, we saw already there's about, I believe, like 2 minutes 20 left on the clock. So we've already had a couple of minutes burned from this one. So AT, they did break it. Unfortunately, if it was a DC that left it, there's not much that can be done about it. It is unfortunate, but you have to roll with the punches. If that happens, it happens. So it will look like when we resume play, AT will take point A and transition onto point B. I don't see a reality where there's this massive counter-offensive by Shoes Money Crew to
free players.
For that.
Yeah, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe we could hope, but with Crocs been sent back to spawn, really, Orisa in this instance, though, I think the reason Orisa is so strong at the moment is just because the Fortify is ridiculous. Basically, you get her on point, that 50% damage reduction. It's so hard to dislodge it, and you kind of have to, because then supports will just play around a shield. She can use the Fortify to basically defend her own team, being the shield itself. So it's hard to get rid of an Orisa, and with 400 effective HP and most of that armor, when you hit that Fortify, she has 800 HP, 400 armor. It's crazy.
I suppose you could actually, one way you can think about this, Blank, is when we've had this pause, this could be reality's way of having a birthday present for A-Fox. So, the game is saying, happy birthday, A-Fox.
Indeed.
You're able to get yourself that victory there on point A and potentially move on to point B and take away Temple of Anubis down the line. There's still plenty more work to go here with this particular matchup. A-Fox, he did actually, speaking of which, he did bring it back with the Widowmaker. I was a little bit concerned to begin with how he was handling Mouse and trying to deal with Obling at the same time as well. But then, obviously, he started getting a few shots. Yeah, it fell apart at the end, but everyone in his team crumbled on that final offensive of point A.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, the major thing for me in that instance is that you see Kevster on the Roadhog on defense. Now, it's strange because a Widow who is on attack, right? She has so many more opportunities than a Widow on defense because she can pop up from anywhere, whereas a defending Widow, she can really hold a couple of angles, and then once a team has sight of her, then they can give that information over the attacking Widow. So it's interesting to me that they would put Kevster on attack where it's easier for him, and then A-Fox on defense where it's much harder. So maybe it's just because Kevster's the better Roadhog in that instance, and they need him around for the defense.
Yeah, you'd put him on that. Like, what else are you going to put A-Fox on, though, realistically? Like, he plays Ana and Zen primarily, so you'd expect Widowmaker to be roughly in his wheelhouse when it comes to the mechanics of just aiming purely.
Just Ana, really.
Yeah, just Ana, but I don't know how he would deal with playing Roadhog in that instance, so it's safer to obviously put him in if you're going to run with that solo support. And Fat was able to pull that off. I didn't see him having any dodgy or very dangerous reses coming in as well. We're going to go to a quick break, though, and hopefully when we come back, we're going to bring you the rest of the action of Anubis. Hey everyone, welcome back. Still in a pause at the time being, but we're looking to get back into the game very quickly. Just to summarize where things are at, AT lead the series, one Temple of Anubis. We had the offense from Shoes Money Crew.
We did.
Able to cap off a fantastic Hulk Dragon Strike combo into a self-destruct as well. But now we're finally back in the game. So Shoes Money Crew lost a couple of members on this offensive from some good shots coming in from Erky and the rest of the boys. There's that Hulk going to pull them together. Molv taking damage, but he's able to get back into cover. But they've not got control of the point anymore. They're trying to buy as much time as possible. Croc's even coming in on the Wrecking Ball. Nearly got away with that one. He was gunned down by Super Luke on the back end of this one. As expected, as we set up with the expectations, AT should be capping point A.
Yeah, there was definitely an attempt here to retake with Crocs going over onto that Hammond. I think there was a potentiality where they could do it as well because they had that Blizzard on board, and the comp that Angry Titans is currently playing likes to play as a unit together where probably that Blizzard would have found a lot of value. But now we go on to second point, 5 minute 25 remaining for Angry Titans. So they're looking much healthier than Shoes Money Crew were, despite Shoes Money Crew getting a fairly fast flip anyway.
Getting fast control over it on the second point at least. Nice headshot there. Threads the needle onto Gustav. But that Ana there is going to be dangerous. The Molten Core will deflect them. Dragon Strike into the safety of that spawn room. Finds Mouse, who will go down, unable to build any charge. By just circumstance, he ends up on the Zenyatta there instead. That's an odd pickup for him. But they're going to be changing over to whatever they can. The stall coming in from Molf. He will get the supercharger and a kill before he goes down. Fat has to res them back out, but it's full stall coming out from Shoes Money Crew as they erupt onto the point. There's enough players from AT to try and deflect this until Obling takes out Erky. They may be able to flip this one back round.
Yeah, the way Shoes Money Crew took it was very, very quick. Everyone died at the same time, but with it being staggered like this, Tridd, Angry Titans may be stopped by Shoes Money Crew.
They didn't even give him 33% blank, so all progress has been lost on that one. They were able to succeed where AT failed, and Miles is back on a more familiar hero in the form of his Tracer.
Yeah, signature hero there. He's very comfortable on it. So even though it is a fast hero, getting back to spawn there, getting back to the point, he knows how to play it, and he can play it well, which makes this speed composition for stalling even more dangerous on the side of Shoes Money Crew. Angry Titans now, they've used pretty much all of their ult economy there, trying to finish off the point, much like Shoes Money Crew, and now we're down to 3 minutes 53, and it's unlikely a push like that is going to come around for another minute or so.
Still keeping on the Roadhog. He was playing that, I believe, when we last saw him, just because of the way the meta was on Rialto in particular. Erky going to find Gustav, so it does put them on the back foot, and Mouse goes down as well. So this is just easy pickings for the snipers of Angry Titans. They press back onto the point. Supercharger has been committed by Crocs. Here's the Blizzard coming in, as well as Obling looking to find some damage. Erky's locked up, and it's easy for Molf to pick that one up. They move back onto the point and deflect AT again.
Wow, this is fairly incredible. But I think now this is really good for Angry Titans because those picks, the initial beginning there from Erky, force Shoes Money Crew to expend a lot of their ult economy there, which now leaves them in a precarious position where Angry Titans now have 5 ultimates coming online. Shoes Money Crew practically nothing. This is going to be a very difficult haul for Shoes Money Crew.
Yeah, ults are really what break any kind of variant of bunker compositions. Finally, we see Ding switching back over to that Zenyatta, and we have Mouths on the Roadhog instead. But when ults are online, any variation of bunker really does suffer, because as soon as you start losing components, for the most part, your run's over with that particular comp. So if you can get in there with some large ultimates, you're going to have a good time. Here's that Dragon Strike coming in into that back corner, should isolate Ding out and force him to reposition.
But this time they weren't forced into that corner. Even though Angry Titans took that approach from the right-hand side, they weren't patient with it. And the wall prevents Mouths from being pulled in by AFOX. Excellent usage there from Molfig, and Gustav coming on this nano boost could be integral to preventing this push. But once again, Urki there with a storm.
Nice Halt Hook combo coming in onto Mouths. The wall was not enough to save him that time, as the whole hog will be used to push them off the point even further. Pluke the one to get the kill. Got that damage boost coming in from the Valkyrie. Obling will throw out the Molten Core, ready to go. Nice hook, but the wall at the last second for Mold. He's able to keep himself out of danger and carry on contesting the point. Nano Boost going over to Mouth. There's the Blizzard as well. The retake potential is here as they try and hook Mouth off by himself. Urki is safe outside of that Blizzard, so he does expose himself to danger from elsewhere as he fires the Dragon Strike back into that corner again. Croc's even getting a melee kill onto Kevster. Somehow, Shoes Money Crew have done it again and pushed AT back. 1 minute 30 on the clock for the Titans.
Does Shoes Money Crew think they're playing attack? Because so far, they're the ones attacking the point, just except it's from spawn.
That's what I thought you were going to go with, because I'm offended watching this. This is disgusting.
It is fairly disgusting, to be fair, but Angry Titans, I think using all these ultimates towards the end of a fight that they pretty much know is lost is really, really difficult. Obling, I'm not sure what you're doing there, buddy. You don't really have
Assassin Torb. Assassin Torb.
I mean, he's quite sneaky. He's quite small, right? You wouldn't expect him to be here in this situation.
Beefy. He's Overlord. Beefy. Whip out the hammer.
Here he
go
comes.
for the conk on the noggin and see what he can do as he's going around the back. He's been spotted out. What a waste of potential right there for the Assassin. Obling will have to settle for a kill. Pops the Overlord, gets hooked in onto Kevster. He's turning it back around! He's able to just deal with him anyway. He finds the second one. He pulls out the hammer. It's ambitious even for him. With 30 seconds remaining. And AT have got one kill to their own.
He's going for it.
He's going around again. They're already deflected. The rest of Shoes Money Crew had to, the rest of AT had to die quick and reset for the final fight.
This bloody tiny rogue over here, putting an absolute dent in the plans of Angry Titans. They do have some ultimates available right now. Tridd Super Blue. He has this supercharger. If a Hulk can come through and it's successful, Urki can get that Dragon Strike off, and it will be massive. But Shoes Money Crew, in that time that they've also bought themselves a massive bank of ultimates.
Nano boost available for SMC as they've already got a D-Mech onto Morsi.
Cheeky.
He's been bionated and Molf's there to pick up the kill. As expected, here comes that Dragon Strike through. Kevster will get the kill onto Molf, so one of the more sticky members is still alive, but not before getting the Blizzard out. Nano boost onto Mouths, instantly burst down. AFOX has found Obling, but it comes back to that problem that we had before with this one, Blank. They're getting the kills, but not fast enough. The respawns will surely come in. Whole Hog being popped as Ding will take out Super Pluke, looking to then disrupt the res coming in potentially from Fat. The clearance is there, and Shoes Money Crew will tie out the series.
Super Pluke sort of doomed himself in that last moment where he pulled out the Fortify, because obviously it does make you immobile in this instance, but you know, Miles is very happy with that. He's like, well, now my whole hog is not going to push you away, and I can get the full damage out of it. And we just saw that 50% damage reduction mean nothing in the face of that machine gun.
And he can just be riddled with shrapnel, just absolutely.
Yeah.
If he goes through an airport security scanner, he's going to be sending off a few alarms. He's unable to do anything about that one. Fortify was ultimately the bane of his existence, like we already said. You know, it's very difficult anyway if you're just going to have to tank that entire thing. But we come back to the problem. Like, SMC were able to hold it out. When they died in few numbers, and they were able to come back in. And like you always said, you alluded to it when we came back from the break, and when we came back from a couple of offensives on point B, their main strength there was just being able to retake. They were constantly attacking the point and managing to take it back away from AT, who really struggled to get a decisive victory.
Yeah, there was just, exactly, there was nothing decisive about Angry Titans' pushes there. And I think that came to burden them in the end, because really, after that, if you don't finish a fight where Urki, because Urki's not on the Brigitte, he can't use that shield bash to lock people in place, can't use that rally to extend the fight. If they can't do that, then SMC, they're very happy to come back and just dismantle this composition one by one. excellent work from Morphing. Always had that Blizzard online, always using it to secure 1 or 2 kills. But even when he secured that 1 kill, it was a really important one, like the one onto Orissa's.
To me, it wasn't even most Blizzard. It was most Wolves on that point.
Oh my god, yeah.
Just coming out of nowhere, able to keep himself alive, and even coming in with a few clutch saves on his team who fell victim to that Halt Hook combination, which is really what a lot of these teams rely on in these styles of compositions, is your bread and butter combo. And if you can shut that down, you buy yourself more time to play with.
Yeah, super interesting usage of the Ice Wall. They're saving it pretty much only for that moment. And like you say, if you can keep someone alive in that moment, be it a Roadhog who has massive survivability potential, especially on the point with that Take a Breather with the 300 HP, 50% damage reduction during it, that is really important for the team. And that was the push there that ended it all. Really, really well done. And I think that's what you need to do to take point B of Anubis. You need to be decisive. You need to get those kills all at once.
That was something that Shoes Money Crew were able to do in that final combination. You see some efforts coming in from Angry Titans, but still, I mean, they killed half the team and they didn't able to take the point. It is quite surprising that a team like Shoes Money Crew were able to stay on this one. They're just playing around passive cover as well, not even challenging themselves. Obling went for the Assassin Torbjorn at the end, but he was unable to go ahead and pull anything away. He did get 2 kills, but I feel like he could have got more if he put on his sneaky shoes. He put on his sneakers. He may have been able to get away with something.
It was a bit of an overt assassin coming around the corner and being like, well, I'm here now. I guess I kill you all.
He spelt subtlety with word art, basically. He wasn't able to get anything out of that.
He had the block shadows in the back as well. He was not messing around.
Well, truth be told, unexpected results so far.
Yeah,
series tied,
absolutely.
1 apiece. AT versus Shoes Money Crew. We were talking about at the beginning of the series. This was the one for Shoes Money Crew to win against a team that was still finding its footing. So we're going to go for a quick break. When we come back, we're going to bring you our 3rd map of the day.